Hello and welcome to TA for Traders. It's Friday the 6th of October and I'm Nigel Croft. In this video we'll be looking at 2 UK stocks and 2 US stocks. In the UK we're going to start with Man Group, which has got the code EMG. Now I must declare that I have bought this share this week and I will explain the reasons looking at the charts. We're then going to look at CVSG Group, which is the veterinary group, still looking in a strong uptrend and still looking good. Our dog's gone to the vets today, which made me look at that stock. And in the US, we'll be looking at Global Star. Now, they've had a 121 million secondary overnight, priced at 165, small discount, 0.63% discount. But the shares do look vulnerable. And then we'll look at Amazon, AMZN, where overnight they've announced plans to do their own deliveries. The shares are in a flag, but at the upper boundary of the flag. I think if it can get above the 200 on the 4 hour, we might see another move higher in Amazon. Let's look at those charts. Okay, so starting with Man Group, and this is the weekly, so each candle represents 1 week's trade, and you can see that this week we have edged into new high ground for the year. It was positive that this was a bounce from the 20-week moving average, and then we had a flag at the resistance, and now it looks like we're breaking to the upside. All the moving averages are moving higher. You can see that we've had a golden cross on the 20 crossing the 200 and the 50 crossing the 200 as well. RSI is reasonably positive, 64.72, going sideways, but is indicative of short-term upside momentum. And also the MACD, the short-term is marginally above the long-term, and they're above zero. On the daily, here you can see that we had the flag and we've broken. Good that we came back to support and it held of the 50-day. Then we moved back above the 20 and then the 20 started to move back up again. I think this is a very positive picture and really I would expect further upside. The RSI also in an uptrend, presently at 60.01, and the MACD flagged a buy signal earlier this week as the short term moved above the long term and they're above zero. On the 4 hour picture, very similar to the daily, you can see the flag quite easily, see the break, moving averages. It's quite good actually that we had this consolidation after the break. It's allowed the moving averages to catch up, and again positive momentum from the RSI, 63.14. I would like to see that move higher if we do move up to like the 170, 172, up to the 172 level. Obviously, sorry, above 170, up to the 172. I would like to see that get higher than 71.49. It's presently 63.14. MACD actually starting to flatline at this level. Okay, moving on to the pet group, veterinary group, CVS group, and you can see that we're in a solid uptrend, found support from the 20-week moving average, and did move into new high ground. We've slipped back, which you'll see on the daily is quite a positive sign. MACD and RSI both indicative on this weekly of positive momentum. So here we can see the consolidation we've had this week. That's let the moving averages catch up. We're very close to the 20-day and close to all these support levels which were prevalent through August and early September. So I'd expect the supports to hold. RSI, it was good that the high did have a high on the RSI. We've now pulled back, but we're still above 50, 54.97. And the MACD short term is still above the long term, so still the picture looks good. And on the 4 hour, here we had a golden cross on the 20 crossing the 50. That was on the 29th of September. Got overextended, we pulled back nicely, and now we're finding support from the 20 on this 4 hour with the 50 margin and below. All looks good. As I said, I would expect these supports to hold and further upside progress shortly. The momentum has been lost. You can see the MACD in particular are tracking down now, so be aware of that. But the RSI is still above 50.70. Okay, have a quick rest and then we'll go on to the US stocks. Okay, on Global Star, so they've had a secondary overnight, priced at 165. Here you can see the weekly, so each candle represents 1 week's trade, and you can see we've got a very bearish doji on the on a hammer on the weekly candle. All the bodies down at the bottom, which is not a good sign. Let's see how it goes. We're also at the support of the 50-week moving average, which is a key support. There's negative momentum. You can see the RSI is tracking down and the MACD are also tracking down. On the daily, you can see that we've moved down below all the moving averages. It could have been okay if we'd held above the 200-day, which is still moving up, but yesterday we closed below there. With that pricing at 165, expect to trade below there. Below 160, this share looks very vulnerable, especially with this downtrend in 20-day. And would then look like a fall to the next support, which is at the 140 level. The RSI, although it did try and break towards the upside, has fallen again. It's at 42.79, and the MACD remained below 0, and the short term is tracking down again, although it is marginally above the longer term. On the 4 hour, you can see that the dominant features here are the 50 and the 20 moving averages. We've moved up to both during this week and fallen back below. That's a bad sign. Also, it's a bad sign that we're on high volume on this downward, well, actually on the up and the down leg. But overall, the high volume is bad because overall we've fallen. Those moving averages will push down now. As I said, the 160 support is key. RSI has gone back below 50, and the MACD are rolling. Okay, moving on to Amazon, and some news overnight. They're going to do their own deliveries, which help the shares. You can see on this weekly we're at the upper boundary of a flag, and it would be positive if we could break up. You can see that the 20-week moving average is the first resistance. That's at 982.70. MACD are tracking down, but the RSI has started to move back up and is above 50 at 56.38. On the daily, you can see that we're at the top of this flag. We've also gone back above the moving averages, which is good. If we can hold above these moving averages, they will turn and could give the push up. Key resistance here seen at the 1000 level, obviously the big number level. A break above there would be positive, and you would see a move back up probably to 1050 or even the high 1075. RSI is showing positive momentum again as it moves back up. It's at 56.71, and the MACD just started to flag a buy with the short above the long, but still marginally below zero, but that will soon move higher if the shares break that 1,000 resistance. So that's been TA for traders, having a look at 4 stocks. I hope you found the video of interest. Many thanks for watching. So the key takeaways are in Man Group, where I do have a holding. I think that looks positive. We looked at CSV, the veterinary group, in an uptrend, still looks okay. Global Star looks very vulnerable after its secondary last night. A fall below 160 would be negative. And Amazon, if it can break this flag and break up to 1,000, it would look very good again. Thanks for watching. Please remember, these videos are just my own recommendations and my opinions. They're not meant as an investment recommendation. Please do read the disclaimer. Thank you.